give a but mother give you no gift, man. Be thankful, man, that they still here, man. We just lost, man. R.I.P. Mimi, man. We just lost somebody that was a good one. Like, man, people ain't promised a day or more, man. Like, cherish your people, man. Love your people, man. Like, let y'all emotions go, man. Like, learn how to control your emotions, man. Like, we got to start being parents, man. We got to start being a person with knowledge and wisdom, man. Like, people be worried about what a person getting them and what a person got in. What a person gonna do for a person, man. Look, man, you can't buy love, man. You can't buy no love, man. Love free, man. Love don't cost a thing, man. You hear me? I don't want no love, though. I want some loyalty, man. Everybody say they love a motherfucker, man. What a loyalty at, man. You hear me?
This is 34-year-old Jonathan Brown, known as John, a St. Louis barber and father of 3 whose life ended after his 15-year-old son lost it, not long after his expensive birthday party. On the afternoon of January 7, 2026, just before 5 p.m., St. Louis County Police were called to a home in the 10800 block of Glengarry Road in Glasgow Village, St. Louis, Missouri, on a report of a suspicious death. When officers arrived, they found Jonathan inside the residence suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Just hours earlier, Jonathan had been doing what he'd been trying to do since coming home from prison, living quietly, staying close to his kids, and rebuilding a life he believed he still had time to fix. He had even recently thrown a public birthday celebration for his oldest son, trying to make up for years he'd lost. Unbeknownst to him, this was the beginning of an unraveling that would cost his life. But for us to understand what really happened, we have to go back to where everything started. This is the life and death of Jonathan Brown.
Mr. Gold, I catch just the journey. Ain't no more outfits from South Lake Mall. They set up made in London. Couple hoes jumped on my bed, majority waited on me.
Jonathan Brown, known to friends and family as John, was a St. Louis native whose life was shaped early by responsibility, survival, and the constant pull between past mistakes and future hopes. He was born on December 9, 1920, growing up in St. Louis, Missouri in an environment that demanded resilience at a young age. Family mattered deeply to Jonathan, long before he ever became a father himself. Those who knew him describe a man who valued loyalty, presence, and respect, traits he often spoke about publicly and tried to embody in his daily life. Even before children entered the picture, Jonathan's identity was already tied to the idea of legacy, how he would be remembered, and what kind of man he would ultimately become. But, as with many lives shaped by pressure and circumstance, Jonathan's early adulthood did not unfold cleanly. As Jonathan moved into his 20s, work became both a necessity and a source of pride. He was known locally as a barber, a trade that placed him at the center of conversation, community, and routine. The barbershop was more than a job. It was where Jonathan felt grounded. It allowed him to provide, to connect, and to feel respected in a way few other spaces offered. Clients didn't just come for haircuts, they came for conversation, advice, and familiarity. Jonathan's presence was loud, confident, and expressive, but underneath it was a man who wanted stability. He took pride in working with his hands, setting his own schedule, and being visible in his community. Meanwhile, despite being visible in his community, Jonathan's romantic life was largely kept out of public view. While he was a father of 3, Jonathan was not married, and there was no indication of a stable romantic partnership at the time of his death. The mother of his children, Takira Jacobs, was publicly known, but their relationship was strained. What existed between them was not unity, but conflict. Jonathan made posts referencing disputes over child support, financial responsibility, and co-parenting frustrations. Some of those posts were openly confrontational, reflecting an ongoing feud rather than a cooperative relationship. The tension was visible, unresolved, and at times emotionally charged. But even amid that conflict, one thing remained consistent. Jonathan identified himself first and almost exclusively as a father. And Jonathan was proud to be a father. He spoke openly about fatherhood, presence, and making up for lost time.
I just popping my shit. I be popping my shit by myself or my mama. Hey. 2 times, what's up, gang, baby? Baby, what's up? What we got going on, baby? 2 times, baby, what's up, gang? What we got going on, gang? I'm trying to, what we got popping tonight, shit. Yo, look, funny ass wanna stay playing the slot machine, man. Fuck that slot machine.
In the GMC Sierra. Work during the GMC holiday event. Get a total.
I got you. Say less, sis. Man, fuck that. I'm finna go on this motherfucker. Whatever beat they give me, I'm finna go on this motherfucker right now, y'all. Watch this. Listen to him.
Because I'm trying to get it.
Okay. Look, run up the check. I run up the check. Run up the check. Run up the check. I run up the check. I run up the check. I got so many diamonds on my motherfucking neck. I run up the check. I run up the check. I run up the check. Got so many diamonds on my neck. Run up the check. Run up the check. Hey, y'all listen to me.
Storm.
I'm hella humble, niggas be mad for no reason. You niggas hella cheesy and you niggas hella pleasing. Yeah, I'm from the west side where the best be. Niggas talking shit, come and check my fucking recipe. Yeah, nigga, I am an animal. Nigga, hoes and Hannibal. Eat you like a cannibal. Nigga, give me a beat, I eat it, nigga. Yum, 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 nigga. Eat you like some bubble gum, nigga. I need another beat, y'all. I need another beat, y'all. I need another beat, y'all. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright, this one right here. My mama, this one right here, y'all. Look. This one right here, y'all. This straight off the dome. I don't even rap. I'm not a rapper. I just like to do this shit. Smoke my blunt and go in. Look, I'm finna go in. I tell a nigga I'm hella hard. Yeah, I got like 30 bars. Yeah, I'm finna be in the foreign court. Niggas talking, I'm a star. Yeah, I was born up on the west. Niggas slugs up in my chest. Tests off all up on my neck. Yeah, nigga, I am the best. Yeah, nigga, yeah, I'm the coldest. You niggas bold, nigga. Yeah, you niggas told, nigga. Yeah, you niggas rat, nigga. Tap, nigga. Pack, nigga. Sipping on them packs, nigga. Nigga, you is hella lame. Nigga, you ain't got no game. Nigga, you like to walk the thing. Nigga like to walk the shade. Straight up off the dome, nigga. Keep my fucking chrome, nigga. Bitch, play with cha-cha, nigga. He gon' do you wrong, nigga. Nigga, I tell a nigga, I'm the motherfucking greatest. I eat a nigga like a lobster steak on my platest. I say I need a nigga lift like a steak. A nigga is a snake and I put him on my plate. I eat him like a steak. Cause nigga, you think I'm stupid. Charge that back door. Now you a goofy. I tell a nigga I ain't got no goofy. Man, you better stop playing, you look a goofy. Okay, pop your shit. Oh, my mama. Hold on there, you say Mr. Loud. Look, I say I smoke the fucking blunt. I'm looking on my motherfucking phone. My partner say, you might as well call Mr. Lie. I tell a nigga, yeah, I'm hot. Yeah, I'm rapping, I'm in the sky. Yeah, Pluto where I be at. I tell a nigga, see that. I got the Gucci's on, and I'm gon' yeah, I'm be there. I told my mama, go get the house with the pool, with the mansion, with the pool in it. I tell a nigga, yeah, I'm smooth with it. Tell a nigga, groove with it. Get you with that tool in it. Nigga, yeah, I do with it. I tell a nigga, yeah, I am the best, nigga. Yeah, I'm from the West, nigga. Set it on my chest, nigga. Put your ass to rest, nigga. Ain't no test, nigga. Yeah, I ain't not a pest, nigga. Yeah, I keep a vest, nigga. I keep that tech, nigga. Aiming at your neck, nigga. Now your whole body dripping. Now your whole body leaking. Now you tweaking. Now you geeking for pills. You niggas hella broken lane. Talking about some squeals. Man, y'all better stop playing, boy. I get on this bitch, boy.
There was no public narrative of marriage, no social media presence centered around a partner, and no indication of a domestic relationship at the time of his death. Instead, Jonathan framed his life through one lens above all others, and that lens was fatherhood. But before he could fully step into that role, there was something else he had to confront, because long before Jonathan was a working barber and an active father, he was also a man with a criminal record, one that would eventually alter the course of his life. His criminal history dates back to 2013, when he was convicted of resisting arrest in Missouri, a felony that would follow him for years. That conviction later became significant, not just legally, but symbolically, marking the beginning of a pattern that would escalate rather than fade. And as time went on, those encounters with law enforcement only intensified. In March 2019, Jonathan's life took a sharp turn. St. Louis police attempted to conduct a traffic stop after observing a vehicle run a stop sign. Instead of pulling over, the driver fled, leading officers on a high-speed chase through residential neighborhoods. The pursuit ended when the vehicle stopped abruptly, and Jonathan, along with another man, fled on foot. What happened next would seal his fate. A witness saw Jonathan discard an object into a trash can while running. Officers recovered the item moments later. It was a firearm. Because Jonathan was already a convicted felon, possession of a firearm carried serious consequences. He was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, a federal offense. And when the case reached court, the past rashed right back in. During sentencing, the court determined that Jonathan's prior conviction for resisting arrest qualified as a crime of violence, increasing his base offense level under federal sentencing guidelines. With his criminal history category and offense level combined, Jonathan faced a guideline range of 70 to 87 months in federal prison. In the end, he served approximately 5 years. 5 years away from his children, 5 years from everyday life, and 5 years with nothing but time to reflect on what he had lost and what he still hoped to reclaim. And when he finally came home, everything looked different. Jonathan was released in early 2025. By then, his oldest son, who had been 9 years old when Jonathan went to prison, was now a teenager, just weeks from turning 15. The gap between them wasn't just measured in years, it was measured in missed birthdays, missed milestones, and a childhood shaped largely without a father present. Jonathan knew this. He talked about it openly.
What you talking about? Nigga, I'm on this, on my mama, and I'm gonna get off this. I got shit to do. On Blue.
Oh, hey there.
Listen, I want everybody, Merry Mother Christmas, you heard me? I've been gone 5 years, man. It's a blessing, man. I don't give a but mother give you no gift, man. Be thankful, man, that they still here, man. We just lost, man. R.I.P. Mimi, man. We just lost somebody that was a good one. Like, man, people ain't promised a day no more, man. Like, cherish your people, man. Love your people, man. Like, let y'all emotions go, man. Like, learn how to control your emotions, man. Like, we gotta start being parents, man. We gotta start being a person with knowledge and wisdom, man. Like, people be worried about what a person getting them and what a person got in, what a person gonna do for a person, man. Look, man, you can't buy love, man. You can't buy no love, man. Love free, man. Love don't cost a thing, man. You hear me? I don't want no love, though. I want some loyalty, man. Everybody say they love a motherfucker, man. What a loyalty at, man. You hear me? That's why when I'm in the car, I'm in the car with my son. I'm in the car by myself. And I'm gonna show you how I be on my baby. My car by myself with my slushy. That's all I'm on, man. Like, for real. Every time I put a nigga in the car with me, it goes sour, man. It goes sour. Every time you try to help a nigga, it goes sour. When I was just down on my dick, when I came home, I been home I've been counting my days. A motherfucker like, damn, why you counting your days? Man, I'm counting my days because on my mama, it was a struggle when they, like, me waking up, missing my kids, man, wondering if my kids still gonna love me. Man, couldn't wait to get out because I said, I'm gonna act a fool, nigga, on my mama, nigga. 2025 Christmas, I'm gonna act a fool on that. It just ain't happened right with one of my sons, man, but, man, God got me, man. When I'm talking about Proof don't need no support, man. Like, you think I can take care of 1 and 2, but can't take care of 3? Man, stop it, man. I'm on this right here.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, everybody.
In December 2025, Jonathan posted online about how long he had been home, counting the days, emphasizing his gratitude for simply being present. He spoke about loyalty, about cutting off people who didn't support him, about focusing on what mattered. But nowhere was that focus clearer than in how he spoke about his son. In early December 2025, Jonathan organized a surprise birthday party for his oldest child. The event was filmed and shared publicly. The room was filled with music, food, laughter, and attention, all centered on a boy who had just turned 15. Jonathan was animated, proud, loud in his affection, but viewers noticed something else. His son's demeanor was noticeably distant. The teenager appeared reserved, uncomfortable, and emotionally withdrawn, standing apart from the celebration meant for him. While Jonathan tried to engage him, hyping him up and encouraging him to speak, the response was muted. At the time, it was easy to dismiss.
Hey, Daddy, I got something for you. Come here.
Checkers and rallies do
Let's come here.
combo just $8.99. Over a quarter pound of beef and beer cheese on a press. They don't know.
Come here, Fat Daddy, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Y'all see my son, man. You heard me? You can talk your shit in this game. You heard me? What you trying to do? You gonna talk that shit in this bitch game? Talk your shit in this game. You on my live, Fat Daddy. You heard me? How you going?
Teenagers are complicated. Reunions after long absences are not always easy, but in hindsight, that moment carried weight because it showed something Jonathan may not have fully seen yet, and that was the quiet tension building beneath the surface. Despite any emotional distance, Jonathan continued trying. He worked, he showed up, he posted about his kids. He made it clear, both publicly and privately, that his kids were his priority. Whatever mistakes he had made before, he was determined not to repeat them. And for a brief moment, it looked like he was finally moving forward, until everything stopped. In the afternoon of January 7th, 2026, something terrible had happened.
That day, Jonathan was in his home in the 10800 block of Glengarry Road in Glasgow Village, St. Louis. Nothing was out of the ordinary that day, and with the sense of safety that Jonathan had in his own home, he went to take a nap in the afternoon. But unbeknownst to Jonathan, it was a nap that he would never wake up from. Because just before 5 p.m.,
St. Louis County Police received a 911 call that led them to Jonathan's place. The initial call was reported as a suspicious death, but nothing could have prepared them for what they will discover when they come to the crime scene. When officers arrived, they found the 34-year-old Jonathan Brown inside the residence, suffering from gunshot wounds. And with the brutality of how the shooting was done, it was clear that Jonathan would not survive them. And so, he was pronounced dead at the scene. News of the shooting spread quickly across local media. At first, very little information was released. There was no suspect named, no motive announced, no immediate arrests. But that silence would not last long, because there was one detail in the crime scene that did not make sense. There were no signs of forced entry, no evidence of an intruder, no indication that anyone else had been present at the time of the shooting. Everything pointed to the fact that the violence did not come from outside the home, and it was an incident that occurred entirely within the residence. That immediately narrowed the scope of the investigation. Detectives focused on the people inside the home that evening, their movements, and the hours leading up to the shooting. Attention quickly centered on Jonathan's relationship with his oldest son, who had been living in the house since Jonathan's release from prison earlier that year. Jonathan had been home less than a year. During that time, he was trying to reestablish himself as a parent. He was setting rules, asserting authority, and attempting to take an active role in his children's lives after a long absence. But that transition was not seamless. The son investigators were now looking at had spent his early adolescence without Jonathan present. From ages 9 to 14, his father was incarcerated. During those years, routines, boundaries, and household dynamics formed without Jonathan's involvement. When Jonathan returned, those dynamics shifted abruptly. Detectives noted that there were no documented reports of prior violence between father and son, no police calls, no protective orders, no recorded domestic disturbances. What existed instead was tension that had not been reported and had not been addressed formally. That tension became critical to understanding what happened next. Jonathan had gone to sleep in the home on the afternoon of January 7, 2026. At some point after that, he was shot. There was no indication of a struggle, no signs of an argument, no evidence of a confrontation that escalated in real time. Investigators allege the shooting occurred while Jonathan was asleep. That detail alone changed how the case was viewed. This was not a spontaneous act during a heated exchange. It was not a reaction to an immediate threat. It was an act carried out during a moment of vulnerability. Ballistics and scene analysis confirmed the weapon was fired from inside the home. The position of Jonathan's body and the lack of defensive injuries supported the conclusion that he did not have time to respond. Once that determination was made, the case moved quickly. And so, on January 12, 2026, 5 days after the shooting, St. Louis County Police announced an arrest. The suspect was Jonathan's 15-year-old son. But because of the suspect's age, authorities released limited details. The teenager was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. The case was routed through St. Louis County Family Court, sealing much of the investigation from public view. What was confirmed was that the teenager was charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action.
A 15-year-old now facing charges in a murder that took place last week in North St. Louis County. According to county police, it happened just before 5 p.m. on January 7th. Officers responded to a scene on Glengarry Road and found 34-year-old Jonathan Brown to death. Well, today, county police announcing they have arrested a 15-year-old boy, charging him with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. First Alert 4 right now is working to learn if that teen will be charged as an adult.
The arrest shocked the community. Jonathan was widely known as someone who had recently returned home and was focused on rebuilding his life. His son was seen weeks earlier in a birthday video that showed no outward signs of impending violence. There was no public warning. But investigators were clear on one point. This was not random. This was not accidental, and this was not an outside threat. The violence came from inside the home. As the case progressed, the focus remained on the relationship between Jonathan and his son in the months following Jonathan's release from prison. Prosecutors examined household dynamics, access to the firearm, and the timeline leading up to the shooting. Much of that information remains unavailable to the public due to the suspect's age. As of now, there has been no further public update on the case. What remains confirmed is limited but clear. Jonathan Brown's 15-year-old son remains in custody, charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. The case continues to move through St. Louis County Family Court, where outcomes are handled differently than in adult criminal court. Any potential sentencing, rehabilitation measures, or long-term placement decisions will be determined privately by the juvenile justice system. Law enforcement has not announced whether the case will be certified to adult court, nor have prosecutors indicated a timeline for further disclosures. Until that happens, the public record remains largely frozen at the point of arrest. And for Jonathan's family, that silence is part of the aftermath. News of Jonathan's death and the identity of the suspect sent shockwaves through the community. Friends, clients, and neighbors struggled to process not only the loss, but the circumstances surrounding it. The idea that the violence came from within Jonathan's own household and involved his child made the case especially difficult to comprehend. Public reaction was marked less by outrage and more by disbelief. Many who knew Jonathan spoke about his efforts to rebuild his life after prison. Others reflected on the complexity of re-entering family life after long-term incarceration, especially when children have grown and adapted without a parent present. Conversations shifted towards generational trauma, the impact of absence, and the emotional strain of reunification. At the same time, there was an undeniable grief for Jonathan himself. He was remembered as a barber who stayed visible, a man who talked openly about fatherhood, and someone who believed he still had time to make things right. Those closest to him described him as flawed but trying, loud but present, a man who wanted to be seen by his children not for who he had been, but for who he was becoming. Jonathan's funeral was attended by family members, friends, and members of the community who knew him through the barbershop and beyond. Tributes focused on his role as a father, his desire to be present, and the life he was attempting to rebuild. Photos of him with his children circulated widely, reinforcing the image he had tried to project in his final months. There were no public statements from the suspect's legal representatives, no comments from the family beyond expressions of grief and requests for privacy. And so, the case sits in an unresolved space. Jonathan Brown is gone. His son's future is now in the hands of the juvenile justice system, and the questions that linger about absence, reintegration, and what happened inside that house may never be fully answered in public. What is clear is that this was not a story of strangers or chance violence. What do you think about it? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.